we're going to jump in here and get started. My name is Deb Lobiondo. I'm the Dean of Housing and Residence Life. We're hosting the second session tonight and another session tomorrow night. And if anyone jumps in into the waiting room, I'll let them in. But we are recording this so we can put it on our website. So for those of you who have friends who are in Cameron right now and couldn't make this and wanted to be here, they can either come tomorrow or they can listen to the session that'll get posted to our website at some point tomorrow. What I wanted to do first and foremost is thank you for your interest in running for Quad Council and go over the timeline and go through what positions we'll be electing for, and then answer any questions that you may have. Sound good? Okay. We have called a little bit of an audible with regard to the election timeline. I think initially it was noted that you needed to get your intent to run into Dean Danny Gates or Harmston, excuse me, I keep forgetting she has a new last name, by Wednesday or Friday at midnight, but no, Wednesday, I was right the first time. So Wednesday the 16th. We're just going to go ahead and let folks submit their videos, their election videos with the position in which they want to run by Friday the 18th by midnight through that Qualtrics link that's on our website. Do you all know what I'm talking about? You should have gotten the link in the email. Okay, great. And so instead of having to go through that double task, you can just submit your video, what position you're running for, why you want to run, etc. And if you refresh on our website, you'll see that we've added some new language to the position descriptions. So I want to quickly just highlight those for you. We will have co-presidents starting this fall, which is something new and different. And our vice president position for the 7 upper class quads that are connected to East will also serve as treasurer, but this person will also be a very critical and instrumental part in Quad Council, and will be working very, very closely to help plan social events and those kinds of things. There's a communications person, really critical in terms of keeping the quad informed in terms of what's going on. And the 2 new positions, social chair and academic engagement. Now, academic engagement might sound a little, faculty classroom kinds of things. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about your opportunity to really be an advocate for your students in your quad in terms of academic success, their overall well-being. We're looking for student partners to give HRL and others feedback about space and how it's used, study space, common room space, really engaging and hosting faculty dinners, anything you can possibly imagine or think of, and thinking outside the box. So if there is an opportunity for the quad to take a trip to DC, to the African American Museum or to the Holocaust Museum, or to do anything like that is intellectually engaging at any level, we really want you to think outside the box and take advantage of doing those things, because we're putting a structure in place for you to be able to do those things and the resources financially for you to be able to do those things, and hopefully have the end result being amazing experiences for all of you to be able to engage with your quads. The last thing I'll say about the positions, and the 6 positions in particular, 2 co-presidents, VP treasurer, communications, social chair, and academic engagement, is that over the course of the beginning of the term, there will be a point where you will start to connect very intentionally with the house councils that feed into your quad. So for example, Sarah, you're living in West House, so you're connected to Wanamaker. Now, I don't know if Wanamaker is where you're living, because I don't want to assume you haven't become a member of a living learning community or anything like that. Are you living in Wanamaker in the fall? Is that the plan? Okay, all right, great. So Wanamaker Quad Council, which is actually one of the strongest quad councils we have on West right now, will then work closely with the East House and the West House councils once the school year gets started. And you're welcome to invite those two houses to gatherings in Wanamaker, parties in Wanamaker, etc. And with you, Nicholas, where do you live on East Campus?
I'm in Trinity.
You're in Trinity, so you connect to Eden's Quad. So same would apply to you. I'm trying to get all the connections memorized in my brain. I should know that by now. So once you submit your intention to run for whatever position you choose, and you submit that video, elections will all happen via Duke groups, and all of you have access to Duke groups. We're in the process right now of uploading all of our students into Duke groups so that you can vote for the right quad. So Trinity and Bell Tower students will vote for Eden's Quad residents, and so on and so forth. The elections will go through 8 a.m. February 23rd, Wednesday, through midnight on Monday, the 28th. And then we will announce elections. We will post them on March the 1st. So then we go into spring break. So it's like, yay, you've won. And then you all leave and you go to wherever you're going to go for the break. Probably after the men's basketball game against Carolina, and we get to burn some benches on the quad. We shall see. Our hope then is for anyone who's elected co-president of any of the 7 quads, is to host a dinner for all the co-presidents the night of the 16th at the JV Duke in their restaurant, and then hold some kind of officers retreat for all those who can attend on that Saturday, March 19th. The last thing I'll share is, with regard to the timeline, is that, you're welcome to campaign via Instagram, however you choose to campaign within your halls. Just make sure that if you do any flyering or those kinds of things, that you get those approved by either your RC or your campus dean. Let me see if I'm missing anything. I don't think I have missed anything. Let me open it up for questions. What questions do you have? Priority housing is a question you may have, and I can share with you how that will unfold and how that will work if you're a successful candidate and you get elected by your peers.
What should you include in your intent to run videos?
Well, I'm going to share something with you really quickly, if you don't mind. I'm going to share my screen. This is going to give you, I hope, a little inspiration.
It's this group that's working together to create exactly what they want in their dorm. And if you ever had any concern, like, we wish we had this in our dorm, we wish this event would happen, we wish there wasn't somebody telling us no on this event or this merch or whatever it is, this is a position where Duke is really committed to saying yes, because we need these people to start building these traditions and these communities and these quads. Without them, QuadX doesn't really work. And QuadX is going to be here for a while, so I'd much rather be in a place where QuadX is working and students are thriving as opposed to not. And so we really need you students to be helpful and to start building these positions and to buy in and be passionate about where you're living, the people you're living with, and the community you're creating.
So that gives you a little bit of a flavor. That is a current senior, Grant Lopresti, who is has been one of our FAC co-chairs, one of our club sports folks. He's involved in a number of things and incredibly passionate about student leadership on campus. So my advice to you as you're thinking about these videos, which are short, is how do you get across to your peers that you're the right person for this role? And what do you bring to the table? What's unique and different about you in terms of your leadership role, your leadership style, and what you plan to really contribute to the Quad Council for next year? Keeping in mind that the Quad Councils are going to play a really pivotal role in the overarching practice of what QuadX becomes years down the road. My hope is that if one of you is elected as a leader, for example, say co-president, just out of curiosity, what role might you be running for?
Co-president.
Co-president. Sarah?
I'm not exactly sure. I was kind of waiting for the descriptions.
Okay. Okay. So say, Nicholas, you are, say, the new co-president of Eden's Quad. And you, in 3 years after you graduate, are still somehow connected to those students in Eden's Quad who were a part of that Quad Council and a part of that experience. And it's a building process, and there then creates a wonderful alum network of students who have contributed significantly to the experience of our students living on campus. I think also as co-president, one of the things that we're looking for is significant partnership. You know, how can we make your experience living in the residence halls even better than it already is? How can you provide us with feedback around facility kinds of issues or planning parties, or, you know, what else could we do in Eden's, for example, that would make your life down there more fun? Sand volleyball court, you know, people have expressed that as an idea in the past. How can we do that? How can we make it happen? Being good stewards of your funds. You're going to have a lot of money that will be budgeted to the Quad Councils, and those decisions are all going to be student run through the Quad Council process, through the elected process, swag for the Quad, you know, et cetera. Other questions?
If you do get priority housing, do you pull your block up with you?
You do not pull your block, but you pull your roommate. And one of the things I'll share about that is it's really not going to change too much how your block lands. For example, Eden's might be a little bit more different because it's 7 different buildings. So you get to pull your preferred roommate in who's from the same connection. Your block could end up in the same building when it's time for them to choose their rooms, or they could end up in a building next door. You know, for you, Sarah, Wanamaker's Wanamaker. It is the smallest quad on West, and it's pretty contained. So even a block of 4 or 6 or 8 people, they're not going to be very far apart in Wanamaker. They're going to be upstairs or downstairs. So everyone's pretty close together. So each quad has a little bit of a different footprint in that regard. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Welcome back from your workout, Andrew.
Thank you. It's so Cohen, it's kind of interesting. Like,
yes, Cohen.
Cohen.
Andrew, you're breaking up.
So they have food like
Cohen is made up of 3 distinct buildings. You could look at it as 4 buildings, but 4A and 4B are technically connected on the lower level, and so you can get from one to the other, and they're really connected through a little breezeway up on the 4th floor. 4D is separate, and it's connected to McClendon Tower, which is where the music practice space is, and Pitchforks and Bella Union. And then 4E is a standalone building that has an upper and a lower level, but it is all connected. Andrew, I think we may have lost you. Did anyone get to hear what Andrew was trying to ask? Okay, must not be good Wi-Fi near Brody out there. Any other questions? Okay, I will share this also. I'm going to put my email in the chat. If anyone has.
connection kind of breaking up.
Yeah, and Andrew, feel free to email me if you have questions. If anyone
I'm trying to walk.
Email me a question offline, you're welcome to do that. And also, I would invite you to look at the Student Affairs Instagram account and look at Grant's video. And also, if you have any questions that you want to ask of him, he's been an amazing ambassador and is very passionate about this process because he's been such an active student leader on campus. Even though he's a senior, he's still incredibly invested. So you could also ping him if you had a question as well. He's been very integral in helping us look at position descriptions and getting the word out.
Can you hear me now?
Much better. Yes.
Okay. I think I was trying to say is is Cohen 4E, is that eligible for freshmen or is that more for the upperclassmen?
No, it's eligible for rising sophomores, rising juniors, and
Okay.
rising seniors.
I wasn't sure if it was separate from the other 4.
It is not. I think some of the confusion about 4E is, one, it's the newest building in Cohan, but it also has a handful of suites, and they're not suites like you or I would think of a suite. They're private bedrooms with a common area space, doesn't have a bathroom, doesn't have a kitchen, so it's very different than Hollows and 300 Swift, which are going to be reserved only for rising juniors and seniors.
Thank
you. You're welcome. All right. If there is nothing else, don't hesitate to email me should you have questions. And this video with your wonderful, awesome faces will be posted on our website for folks to see tomorrow. If you have friends that missed it tonight and wanted to get a sneak peek, refer them to our website. And if you do, again, have questions, don't hesitate to email me. Thank you all very much. Have a great night.
Thank you.
you. See you.
Take care. Bye-bye.